blurred out. I don't know.
All right. DCMikeTV.com. We're right here with female Canadian boxer Natali Fagan. Natalie, nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm doing all right.
All right, all right. So for everybody that's watching, this is Natali Fagan. She's from Canada. Which part of Canada are you from?
I train out of Montreal.
Montreal, okay. All right.
Yeah. Fight City. Fight City here.
Okay. So for those who don't know, she'll be fighting on March 1st, which is a historic day throughout the entire world. A lot is going on March 1st, but we got a fight at the Maryland Live Casino in the Washington, D.C. area. Natali Fagan will be making her stateside debut. She'll be taking on Kacey Wheeler. Natali Fagan here is a 1-0 with 1 knockout. But before we get to your fight March 1st, can you talk about how you got into boxing? What's boxing like up there in Canada? And, you know, your amateur background.
Yeah, man. I've been boxing for a while as an amateur. I got into martial arts first. I think I grew up watching a lot of anime and like Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and I like that they were always training to get better, you know, like superheroes are just good, but like, you know, DBZ, pretty common anime for people to get into. They're always training to get better. So I got into kickboxing and karate, and there wasn't a lot of competition. They're not Olympic style sports, and I got into amateur boxing, and I slowly stopped doing the other stuff. But I wrestled too and did a bit of everything. But yeah, no, Olympic style boxing was for me. There was a lot more competition, and professional boxing, like is what I teetered on, like, do I want to do MMA? But it didn't feel right.
With the punch and kicks and knees and
yeah.
Okay. Did you get into any fights growing up? Like a massive amount of fights in school, or?
No, man. I was a pretty timid child. I grew up. I had some issues and stuff, and like I was the kid that was probably like bullied, didn't know how to stick up for myself, kind of thing. Like if you could go back, it'd be, you know, it'd be nice to change that, but it is what it is. And yeah, no, since I was like maybe 18, I got into martial arts, and it just helped me with social issues and other stuff that I struggled with, you know, like naturally an introvert, and no, I just love like combat sports. It's got something to it that other sports don't have, right? Something you really find out about yourself, right? Like you know, man on man, woman on woman, like it's like I love it.
Okay, so you pretty much got into martial arts and boxing, I guess, all that at the age of 18?
Around then, I think I had my first. I had some kickboxing fight. I had my first boxing fight, I think, like 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. A little while.
Okay. All right. So, have you won any national tournaments in amateurs, or what belts have you collected as an amateur?
So, I'm a 3-time Canadian national champion.
Okay.
I did a lot in the Canadian system. I did a few like things internationally with the national team, but I didn't really like. Listen, our program is like very not funded. We just got our first medal at the Olympics. Canada got their first boxing Olympic medal for the first time in 28 years. It was actually a young man that we were from the same gym. So hopefully the funding will come through, but we had to pay for everything ourselves, and it was really hard to go and get experience so you can medal, and also have to pay for it all yourself, right? It's like when you get like rankings internationally, you get medals, you get more funding behind you, you get more sponsors, but to get that is the hard part. And I had a few things here and there, but with COVID, with all this other stuff, like I knew I was going towards the pros, you know.
Okay.
I wasn't sure, and then I had my first pro fight, and I was like, no, this is what I should be doing. It felt perfect.
Okay. And what's the young man's name that won a medal for Canada?
Wyatt Sanford.
Yeah. Wyatt Sanford. All right, congratulations, Wyatt Sanford.
First medal for Canada since in 28 years, I think.
Wow.
In boxing in the Olympics. Yeah, he got a bronze. So
Okay. Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
got a
Nice.
shout out. We're both from Nova Scotia, so I got a shout out to people from my hometown. Yeah.
Got it. For sure. For sure. So, how many amateur fights do you have altogether?
Um, a good question.
You got a ballpark
Uh,
number?
huh?
You have a
Uh,
ballpark number?
like over 50 for sure.
Okay. Okay. Nice. All right. All right. All right. So you're making your stateside debut. Is this your first time here in the U.S.? March 1st?
I've been to Kansas City, Missouri twice for a
Okay.
tournament. They used to have a tournament there every year called Ringside World Championships.
Okay.
So this will be my first time as a pro going to the States and going somewhere else. Yeah, I haven't been stateside since then, so I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to going somewhere new and yeah.
Okay. Yep. So for those who are just coming in, once again, Natali Fagan here will be fighting March 1st. And just for the fans that don't know, on March 1st, she'll be taking on Kacey Wheeler. In addition to that, the casino as well will be showing the Javante Davis Lamont Roach fight. So you guys get a 2-for-1 special. So if anybody want to come over from Canada, you guys can watch Natalie fight, and you guys can watch Tank Davis fight Lamont Roach. So you guys don't have to rush home to watch Tank fight. But March 1st, Kacey Wheeler, what do you know about her, and does she pose a threat to you?
Uh, Listen, anybody who steps in the ring poses a threat to you. Everybody can have a good day. Anybody can have a bad day. I don't underestimate everybody. I assume that everyone's coming in their best self with their best tools, and it's my job to have done my job and show up as my best self. I don't know. I know I'm a southpaw. She's also a southpaw, so southpaw and southpaw fight. My first southpaw actually. So I'm looking forward to that, to changing up, changing up the angles of the punches, changing up different things you can go for when you don't have that. Not always worried with that lead foot on lead foot thing. Uh, she's tall like me. She's aggressive. She likes to come forward and punch and fight and hit hard, from what I can tell. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a good fight and a good matchup. Two people that are coming there to fight for sure.
All right. So obviously you looked at tape on her, and obviously you can't, talk about too much. Who do you think has better footwork between the two of you? Who has better punch selection? Who do you think has the better ring IQ?
Me. Yeah. But like I said, you never know. You don't. I don't underestimate anybody. I overestimate people. I assume people are coming with their best self, that they're better than they were the last time they fight, right? And it's up to me to do my job. But yeah, I think she's a good boxer, and it's a good matchup, and she's coming to win the same way I am.
Mm. The next day, Sunday morning, March 2nd, what does the headline read?
What is the headline reads? I don't know if I'd be in the headlines, but Montreal
So what?
boxer goes 2-0 as her first trip over the border as a professional.
You think the fight goes a distance, or are you looking to make a statement? What are you looking to do, March 1st?
Can't really say. Kind of have to assess, when you get in there as the fight goes on, as the rounds go on. So I'm not going to say much about that. I guess we have our game plan. I'm sure they have theirs. But it'll be a good fight. It'll be an exciting fight. It'll be a high level fight for sure.
Mm. Is this fight going to be a boxer versus boxer, or puncher versus boxer? How would you label you guys' fight?
I can be both. I can fight and I can box, you know, depending on the scenario, you know. I like to move around, but I also like to dig down and punch and go forward. And from what I tell, she likes to go forward too and hit hard and yeah. So I can't really say. I can't really say for you, tell you who she is, you know. But just two boxers going in there to fight.
All right. One more question before I let you go. Any message to the Canadian fans and to your opponent, Kacey Wheeler, on March 1st?
So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are.
All right. You guys heard it first from undefeated Natali Fagan from Canada. I'm looking forward to seeing you March 1st. Natalie, nice to meet you.
You too, man. Have a good one.